Hello, hello. Nice music. That is the music. The music of the music roulette. It's not. It's actually music, I believe, written for some kind of soccer thing in the Netherlands. So it's a Dutch soccer team, a Dutch soccer march. But somehow it always, I don't know, I liked it. I thought, like, you know, I was trying to find music for when I spin the wheel. I found this and I thought, you know what? That kind of works. Sounds very official. Exactly, right? It sounds like we're, but it still has a little bit of like circus-y element to it. Alright. yeah, so we're back doing music things. I'm saying this for the vault, so if I edit it into a video, we can take this moment and like, oh, we're back. So it's been, let's actually see, I think it's been 3 months, if I'm not mistaken, which is a long time, maybe even 4 months, since we have done music, which is kind of unfortunate. To be honest, I was too much busy with actual work, and then I kind of got a little burnout because I did it for like 2 months in a row. I did it Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I edited all of the content myself. And I don't think I am in a state like now that I could edit all of it myself. But we'll see, at least not in the amount that I did back then. But I've been, like, people have been coming into the Warcraft streams I've been doing and asking again, like, please, dude, we fucking miss the music streams. So I felt, gotta give the people what they want. A lot of folks, they came to this channel because they love the music and the music element, and I've been missing it. A few days ago I had that song on the radio, that march, and I got nostalgic even listening to it now. I'm like, oh, I remember. I must have heard that 100 times, during these music roulette streams. So there we go. And we're gonna hear it one more time because, as you all know, this is one of the most important moments of any stream. Let me get to the right scene. Let me see if I got my key. I added a thing on OBS, a special screen for music streams. I already got this prepared. Let's see if it works. It does. Okay, cool. So, actually the chat looks really weird. Oh yeah, the chat is a little bit messed up, isn't it? Oh shit. Wait. Why is chat weird? Chat box. Let's hope that works. I don't know. Can you send a very long message? That's the question. Can someone send a very long message to see if that chat box works? In the meantime, today we're not giving ourselves a deadline. We're not giving ourselves a time restraint, time limit. We're just gonna enjoy making music, writing music like we're used to doing. Which also means that we got a lot more time to talk about music theory, the reasons behind doing what I'm doing, musically speaking. Which should be fun. Alright. You know what time it is. I'm getting the Spotify up. One last time. Today we're gonna hear the march. What will it be? What will it be? Let's figure it out. Let's see. Happy, sad music? Guys, you know what? This is my first day back. I don't want to do sad music. I know I might be spoiling it a little bit. Normally I don't question the legitimacy of the wheel, but it's been so long. Come on, we can do better than sad. Come on, something for the first time back. Nordic folk. I'm assuming that means like Vikings, like Viking music. I thought we had Viking in here as a separate theme. Nordic folk. Alright, very interesting. That is an interesting one I can get behind. Alright, cool. Let's see if we can set that up. So okay, what am I thinking of, right? Nordic. I've been playing a lot of Warcraft, as some of you might know the last few days. I've been doing a lot of World of Warcraft. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Grizzly Hills, the theme from Grizzly Hills, and if I put this on, you people will hear it and you're gonna go like, oh fuck, of course it's that kind of music, of course that makes so much sense. Yeah, that is Nordish folk. Let's see if we can get this music on real quick. Is this the one? Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking, like Scandinavian folk music. So we're talking about a lot of, like, there's a few things in that kind of music which stands out, right? I mean, actually I should do this on the melodica because I have it anyways, and it kind of has that accordion kind of feel, right? Okay. Yeah. Those kind of motifs, they happen a lot, right? That's a thing that happens a lot in that kind of music. I don't know why. I think it comes from fiddle playing, and I could be wrong on that, but I think it's something that originated as fiddle playing, right? Because it's easy as an extension if you're playing a melody to add that little tria at the end, right? Right, it has that kind of, it can do that quite easily. And something else it does a lot in the more up-tempo things is right, which also comes from fiddle playing because it's using a lot of the open strings, right? So you're getting double stops quite a lot. Right? So you're gonna have right? Because it's gonna have those two notes at the same time. So I think a lot of double stops, a lot of the kind of thing. And then we have to talk about instrumentation. Instrumentation wise, we're gonna be looking at accordion, we're gonna be looking at flute, we're gonna be looking at violin, fiddle, of course. We might be looking at cello, and then an upright bass. I think that is our go-to for now. I think those are the elements that we're looking for right now in the music. And we can of course always extend that, especially percussion-wise, right? But we'll do that a little bit later. Okay, so let's actually open Sibelius and get right into actually writing the music. Oh, I'm excited to be doing this again. You know what? And I've got this, you know, I'm gonna click this open. Ooh, that's good, that's good, that's good. Alright. Let's see. Let's open with... I know you people can't see this yet, and that is for a reason. I am quickly opening. Let's open with a solo violin. Okay. Now I'm gonna open the window for you guys. Okay, there we go. There we go! Okay, so we've got our text. What is our random genre? Nordic. There we go. That is our genre we are working with today. Let me see if I can make this look a little bit prettier. There we go, I think that works. And we should center that. No, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, Nordic folk. That's a high fucking note. Okay, cool. Title already exists. I guess now it doesn't anymore. Continue editing. Composed by Purple Planets. Cool. Something I'm already debating is if we're, like, whilst we're adding some of these instruments we just spoke about, is what kind of key signature do we want to be in? Because it kind of feels like you want to be in maybe a 6/8 or an 8/12. But I think we're gonna be alright with, at least for now. Are we? Are we alright with right now going into, we're in jazz instruments. 4/4. Let's start with 4/4. Let's see how far we get. No. Cello, contrabass. Yeah, I think that's about right. Oh, incredible. It doesn't give us the names of the instruments. That is fine though, we know what they are. Contrabass, cello, violin, accordion, flute. Okay. Something that I also feel is that, because we were talking about it, right, is that it's these little secundas, it's these seconds that it always plays. So I think we should open with that. I think what we should try and do is probably have a slow part at the beginning, which is very majestic, and then slowly go into almost a battle theme, right? Almost like a Skyrim-esque kind of thing. Maybe we thicken the orchestration at that point as well. Yeah, I'm thinking 3/8 actually, or 3/4. Sorry. Wait, let me try that in a 3/4 bar real quick. Well, that could work. I mean, probably way slower than this, right? And we might want to have the violin already kind of being the second note, maybe already doing a little bit of bass underneath it, right? So I mean, if we're thinking about this harmonically, there's kind of two ways you can see this, either as a C major chord, right? Because you have the E and the G in there, but I prefer to probably see it as an A minor 7 chord. So the G would be the 7th. So that might mean that we want to have an A in here. So you're gonna get a 5th as well, which is this kind of harsh thing, but I think it could work, especially if we keep in mind that, like right now, we were listening to the Grizzly theme, right? It had these 5ths in there as well. And then maybe at the point that this movement goes up, we can have that second thing we were talking about earlier happening in the bass, right? But then maybe going up. Let's figure out, let's listen to how it sounds. But I think we're okay with a 3/4 right now. Yeah, we need to already move the tempo down, otherwise it's gonna mess me up a little bit. Let's do that. So what are we thinking? Probably 80. And I suppose we probably should move this up one as well. Make those dotted quarter notes. Yeah, probably. That's probably better. And of course this needs to be way more quiet. All of this needs to be way more quiet. And this is something I spoke about. I remember talking about this in one of the streams, but it is something that I'll keep reminding. What I was hearing in my head was that kind of, so it crescendos and decrescendos afterwards, right? But I think that doesn't make sense here. And why does that not make sense from a musical element? If we're talking about the engraving of it, right? If we're just talking about writing it in notation, it's because once we go up in music, when that is in sheet music, we already tend to go louder. So if you give this to the average flutist, they wouldn't go ba da 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 da. They wouldn't play it like that. They would play ba da da da. They would already have that in there. They would already have that kind of movement in there. Just for the sake of also having that audible, I will put it in. But once again, if you're working on your own scores, those are things that you could actually consider leaving out, right? So once again, right now I will put it in because of course we're working with me and we're not working with real life musicians here. So in this case, it's just gonna be nicer. Ooh, I am messing up key bindings. There we go. We might want the violin even quieter. Yeah, I think we want the violin even quieter. Do we want this to already be playing the double stops? Or not. And let's make this quieter. Let's make this even quieter. Like, I don't know about that last bar, but I think this could happen. So like it moves up, moves down. And then right here it should probably go higher even than mezzo forte, but okay, that's fine for now. And I think what I'm doing is I'm moving this bar over. Oh, fuck. We should move this bar over, because I think we should have this be one note at the start. And I might even want to put tremolo on this. For now, at least I'll put a vibrato on the violin. We're also going to put a vibrato on there, but we're going to hide this one, because I mean, that's more of an espressivo kind of move, right? I think that's alright. That's an alright start. I think what everybody's hearing here, right, is that the string goes down. It's a little bit too clean, yes, but we'll get there. And we could probably have the cello come in here as well. We wanted to support this note. We might even want to have this kind of thing. We're gonna bind this as well, just to make the movement a little bit nicer. We could even have kind of a like repeating thing where this enters the bass. Where we do it downwards like this. That could kind of be cute. Let's get the mezzo forte here as well. No, let's go to piano there, I lied. And then of course the same goes for this cello. And then I'm thinking if we want to glide on that string right here. Or even here, maybe on the cello entrance, so it's like more of a moment when it enters. I like that. I like that actually. Once again, we're starting very slow. We're starting with basically the creation of this theme, right? Which once again we can later develop more and more and more. I like this. Once again, we have a little bit more time today. We have a little bit more time to actually continue this. Let's look at this melody rather. We could even have already the first one of those trills on the flute right here. Once again, make it a little bit more expressive. Very sempre legato, very much played everything next to each other, everything. I like this. I like. It's almost becoming a little bit of Asian focus, but I think we're heading in the right direction. One second. I need to check one thing real quick. How do I do this without doxing myself? See, these are the important questions in life. I think I can do it like this. Okay. Hey, Vanity. Can you tell me how this sounds? Cause I don't know audio wise, like musically as well, of course. But I'm more curious about the if it actually sounds good, or if this, like, you're my sound engineer kind of guy right now. Does that sound alright? It's probably very quiet, but then also we're working in pianissimo, so it being quiet wouldn't be. Let's go. Now the one thing also about this melody we kind of got to worry about now, right, is we have this is, I think, a very nice melody. It's a very nice, easy. Alright, cool, right? We don't want to go on much longer with this melody because it will get too long. We're already, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars in. We can probably extend it to 8. But a lot of these folk tunes aren't, like, you know, they're not long things. I think it could be a bit louder though. See, thank you very much. I mean, the music, yeah. We can try it again. Like, how does it sound now? Is this alright? How's that? Also, we should probably add a line to that as well. Da da do da. It's like the what's it, Dragon Roost Island? So it's what is it? It's like repeating this thing again, but then offset. Like, is that lame? Maybe that's cool. Maybe that's very lame. Let's try it. I think he changes the sound though at that point. Hey, the chat from YouTube isn't coming through. It is. It is. I see your chat. Oh, no, yeah, I see all of the chats coming in. I like that, actually. That is kind of cute. And then once again, we need to work a little bit on the dynamics on this part, right? Probably. This part right here should probably go louder. And on the last part it should go down again. Oh wait, Vanity, you're 8 hours behind. I don't know how to make this clear to Vanity that he's 8 hours behind. Because he's not... Vanity, I think you're about 8 hours behind. Just put a message in there. Oh shit, did that only send it... Oh, there we go. It also sent it on YouTube. But I hope he's gonna be able to read that, though. That's funny. Because he's like, I think he's, give me the wire. He must be at the beginning of the stream. That's funny. That's funny. Wait, I need to send him a message. Wait. Vanity, vanity, vanity. I think you're 8 hours behind on the stream. That's funny. It's talking about, oh, I hope with the wheel, what's the wheel gonna land on? Alright, let's take a listen to this melody. Once again, we're gonna go to 40 here already. It seems like a big jump actually. But we could probably get away with it if it's only for a bar. And have this finally jump up to mezzo forte. And actually, what could be cool, and I know this is such a fucking weird pick, but I promise you, there is this Finnish, it's a great team, Kaiku, soprano saxophone. Not a sopranino, that is actually horrendous. A soprano saxophone underneath the flute, who's gonna echo that melody. Which does mean we're gonna extend this one bar. Also, let me go into panorama. Since when am I working on the actual? There we go. All of this is going to be extended, so all of the dynamics need to be kind of gone. Ooh, let's see, let's see, let's see. And I know you can filter it and whatever. There's another tip, right? If we're thinking about this logically. This is already doing a decrescendo, so if this would start on forte, it would be weird in this grand scheme of things. So this should already start on mezzo forte. Okay, let's take a listen. So let's call this our first theme, right here. This is what we call the A section. If I remember where my things are. There we go, text. Alright, so this is our A theme, our relaxing opening. Now, one question is, do we want this on the same octave, or do we want this an octave lower? I think we want it on the same octave, I just think we want it to be a different sound, right? Which we already have. Oh, I do like that sound as well. We probably want a trill on this though. Again, once again adding to that little bit folkish kind of thing. Now I think we want to repeat this one more time. I think this time we kind of want the accordion leading, right? So our cello and our movement and whatever is, we're gonna dip that basically. We're gonna listen to it one more time, just quickly. Yeah, so what I think we're gonna do here, I know it's a little bit unlikely, but we're gonna try and add this harmony actually on the accordion. And I'm not, granted, I know a lot of instrumentation things, I'm not the best on accordion. Even though I literally have an accordion sitting right there, but I know they can play an A minor 7. So we're gonna have these big chords coming out, kind of overwhelming. Might be too much, it might be too much, it might be too much. I guess what we could do is have bass notes. And then for a little bit of change, right? Because we have to assume that these trills are done kind of as improvisation. So we're gonna switch them up where they play them. And then of course, like right now we have the cello playing this beautiful counterline. Sadly enough, you're already going to be playing bass at this point, right? I think I'm going to have this also covered by the cello. Okay, cool. Right here, right, we have an E, C and an E. We probably want an A underneath that. And we probably want this to be a drone, right? Because a lot of this music is based on drones. We probably want to have the introduction of the contrabass here. Okay, let's take a listen and see how that sounds. We're gonna take it 2 bars from the start. I think this is cool, and I think after this, so if we have this passing, we're gonna go way upbeat, right? We're gonna go into like war drums almost. I'm thinking real quick. Do we like having this on? I think we might want this on an E, like on the 5th. But we might have the cello. I guess we could have the cello still on an A. Let's take a listen how that sounds. Yeah, cool. And then this time, of course, instead of decrescendoing, we actually decide to go way up, right? Into forte. Basically, we're just gonna give forte to everyone. I know, once again, it doesn't make a lot of sense because some of them are already on forte. But these are things we would do if we are actually properly engraving. Like this one would go technically to double forte. Right now I don't see a lot of reason to do that. Actually, I guess we could do it. No. It's fine. It's fine. We do it like this. Yeah, right, and then let's have a... Let's not do a fermata, because I know Sibelius always fucks up fermatas, but I would normally put probably a fermata there. I want to add something to this. Oh, there we go. Yeah, cool. Now we're gonna look to our orchestral instruments. I'm gonna look at percussion instruments. probably want bass drums. I don't know if we want more than bass drums. Maybe we just want bass drums. Timpani would be fun. Maybe we do timpani later. Actually, you can never go wrong with a tambourine, can you? There we go. Give me one of those. So right here, tempo's gonna switch up. I'm assuming to double this, so it's 160. Let's see how that sounds. It could be a little too slow. But we want to make it somewhat realistic to instantly switch to this tempo, right? So having a half tempo, double tempo, kind of makes sense. I don't know if I want this to have the same rhythm. I probably don't, but... I think we need to go to a 4 groove. Yeah, I think a 4 groove probably is gonna sound way nicer. That's actually not that bad. I don't know, I need to get used to that. Let's see the switch, that's the most important thing, right? Yeah, let's put a timpani underneath there. That's, yes, we wanted a no key. And I guess we kind of want to have this, probably a bass like this. Actually, this needs to be this probably, because we're in such a slow tempo. We just want the big trill, right? We can't octave this down. Yeah, we can't. This is probably gonna sound lame, but it would be kind of cool, like having the 2 drums or the 2 timpanis. But it's gonna sound a little bit derpy, I think. Maybe we have a do these triplets as well. deciding our harmony whilst writing for timpani is kind of fucked up thing to do, but actually we probably want this to be an E. Yeah, cool. Then we're kind of doing a 6/8 kind of thing, right? We're just being very annoying and not doing it in a 6/8 kind of thing. Probably a little bit fast if we do this tempo. It's kind of a string opening. I guess we could have that. Now we have it build up. I guess we could have this already playing at the opening. I want to have like 2 bars of purely drums, but it might be cooler to immediately have the... Let's see that transition one more time. I think rather than this, we want our top strings to... I know it's violin 1, technically speaking, but I'm gonna just see it as strings, a string reduction of the violins. So I'm gonna write multiple notes. There we go. Some heavy harmonies, but should be kind of cool. Hopefully, at least. And I probably have an ending line here. But again, there we go. And probably have the senior solo. And we do want this one to actually be starting there and then build its way up. Same goes for these, I suppose, except, yeah, we do want to build up again. But the drums are gonna be so loud. Yeah, we need at least these two parts to be in here fully already. I guess these two can go a little quiet, or can stay loud and just have the crescendo there. Only problem is then they'll go to double forte, which is kind of heavy, but and we probably want to have this. Yeah, we can try something like this. Like, I want this. Yeah, I do want this syncopated. Looks fun though. It is fun. I think, I don't know how well I'm doing. I think we're doing all right. I want this to be a G sharp. Let's see. I think what we're also gonna want, just because it's awesome, not because I think it for sure fits within, you know, the stylistically what we're writing. Maybe a little bit. But let's put our horn in here as well, doing the same harmony. Right, it can't do that. Well, it can play that line, but it doesn't make sense for it to play that line, but at least have the melody there. But then it could have that happening. And I need this to be like way quieter when it starts. Alright, cool. And then this is where our first like fast melody starts, which I think is gonna be based on this melody. I think that makes the most sense, but wow, wow. I have a drop off. It's kind of funny. Let's have that G in there. Why not? Down. Have this drop. Down. And then I guess we're gonna keep going with this bass line. But now we'll move it to mezzo forte so we actually get room to grow again, right? If we just stick in forte or double forte even. It's not gonna happen. It's not really forte or Nordic, is it? If I do this. Sadly enough, I think we have to go for this instead. But then we'll probably have this play the counter melody. And then I was thinking this ending shouldn't be triplets. It could maybe be nah. I think this is fine. But then instead, like now, it should just continue. So whatever we're writing here is probably gonna loop once, right? 'Cause I'm assuming it's gonna be quite a fast melody. Het should be tucked to I recently conducted the music from How to Train Your Dragon. So I guess I'm like taking a little bit of inspiration from that as well. When is it? 5th. Fuck no. And that double E shouldn't be in there. Yeah, I think this could work for now. I'm debating if it should still have this ending line, like they still play this in octaves. Yeah, we could have that. This time it probably shouldn't be. I think this can work though. Probably put it on the flute and the soprano saxophone as well. There's one moment I hate. It's this. We should have a second again. Once again, going back into that second kind of thing. Actually, let's have it like this. That's gonna be too long. I mean, this is a second time only kind of thing, right? Let's put that in. I'm debating if we want the tuba in this. Like, I know it sounds weird, but I'm kind of hearing a tuba that is playing a counter thing to the contrabass. Ooh. I like that actually. Let's change this into mezzo forte though. Probably have a bass trombone on top of that. And we're going way more into a traditional orchestration, more than I would have thought. Maybe we have like a big maybe we double this on the cello as well. I mean, we'll have it in octaves. They're gonna hate playing this, but yeah, they're gonna hate playing this. I mean, we're going quite fast into a full theme already. Like, I'm debating if we're going a little bit too fast. So we've been working with the 1 and the 5, right? Basically only that. Now we're going to the 4. Going full subdominant. Da 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 ba ba. That I probably won't like that C sharp in there. Yeah, let's not do that. There we go. Don't make life more difficult. If you can work in triads, just work in triads. Then probably we put it on the strings after that. But that's for then. I'm debating if we want percussion underneath this, because I kind of like the fact that it doesn't have any percussion underneath it. But we'll give it a listen to see how it sounds if we were to put it underneath there. Dum. Oh, yeah, I think right there. Dum, bum, dum, bum. Right, it's gonna have that kind of classical thing. That was probably very loud. I apologize for that. Maybe we only want the. I think we only want this first part. And I think in the ending here we want to go back to this. I think we kind of want to mirror this actually on the timpani, probably. So open with a symbol right there. Kind of a first time only thing, but we'll see if I remember putting that in. Yeah, and why haven't I put this on the accordion yet? There we go. Give the accordion again some love. Yeah, so immediately. I'm assuming that's gonna be on the. We're gonna pedal the fifth there, right? Or the fifth of the fifth, which is the one. I'm assuming the rhythm is gonna be this, and then of course here it's gonna be just on the knee. And we want to have that like be the strings who are reacting to that, right? So all of this we want like accented. Also this actually, we want everything accented here, like it just, you know, Da 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 da. Let's take a listen. You want that to be even bigger, 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 bigger. And then probably want to have that this has like kind of a grace note, right? Am I gonna put actual grace notes in there? No, I think what I'll do is have like a oh, this is gonna sound. Of course, this is all background, right? There's still a melody to come on top of this, but it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be right. We just went from really fast melodies. We're gonna go a little bit lower, a little bit more melodic. Maybe we can actually steal a little bit from our theme right here. Let's see if we can do that. Let's just grab this theme, which of course was written for A minor. So of course we have to change it a little bit. It is the perfect length though. That is quite annoying. Because that means that we probably do kind of want to use it. Because it would just be cool. Why are these on mezzo forte? These should be screaming in forte. I like this first part. We can add. Have that in octave. Wait, copy paste it first. Let's put it here. Let's put it here. Then have it put in octaves. There we go. Once again, the dynamics we need to kind of fix a little bit, but alright. Yeah, that's sick though. And that melody, we probably, like I said, we probably want to have it happen again. We're gonna remove this part. I think we want to have it happen again, but then just on the string, so maybe. We're going into a subito piano. Always nice. Right. Oh, we aren't very clean with our music, with our sheet music, that is. So remove all of the accents. Yeah. Make this. Let's say piano. Let's make it a huge difference. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah. Da da do da do. Ah. Nah. No. Shit. Wait. I had a line in my head, but I'm messing it up. I didn't write it correctly. Alright, let's take a listen from the beginning. I need to like figure out like how much time we got left, like how many themes we got left. I like that actually. I don't know about that line, but I'm digging that. One thing though, we need to add this everywhere, because this is cool. That little beat. And we probably want to hear this theme again. I think in this theme we want more accordion as well. We want the accordion to shine a little bit. I mean, we got it in there for a reason, right? Let's put this a little bit louder than the rest. I'm kind of hearing like I don't know. like a purely string-based thing after that. There should be a D in any of that. There needs to be a bar in between there. And this is a lame thing. And right here what we could do is have this, instead of go from minor again, going to E7, which is our dominant for our theme that we had in the midsection. I think we can't do it. It's because it becomes basically 3/4, right? Or 2/3 rather. Maybe pizzicato this. Let's have a proper end to this segment. Wait, let's take a listen. What we probably could do here is have this slow down in tempo. See, let's go to 140. And then right here, when this is happening, we could have an Excel in the last bars going back to our tempo of 160. And then the question becomes, do we want to go? I kind of want to hear this theme again, though. You know what? I want it, so I do it. There you go. We're going to extend this by 1. And we're going to keep this on an E as well, to pedal it. Once again, pedal on the dominant always works. And we're gonna arco this as well. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. We're gonna have our thing right. We can have that melody again. Let's see if that works. And then we can go back to this probably. We end on an E7, right? Yeah, we do. I'm gonna play it from the beginning once. I wanna kinda hear where we're at, where we're going. Yeah, let's have some crazy shit go down here. know that harmony is clear enough there now, but yes. Let's go to then. This is gonna be our ending theme. It's gonna be trumpet as well, playing the melody. Not sure about this line, but it's fine. I guess, you know, I had a teacher who said if you do something you gotta do it all the way, so we're gonna put the accordion in there as well, and I guess we should have a crescendo in here on all of these. I'm gonna just double it up right here. Have that in octaves. Cool. Formaten. Tempo switch. Back to this. And then we're gonna go into this all the way at the beginning. This first theme. And we're gonna hear that one more time. And then it's over. Let's take a listen. Yeah, so we want this, right, to kind of already be happening in this. So we want all the notes that are being played without the fermata to be continued being played, right? Keybinds, 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 keybinds. There we go. And then, yes, we do want all the dynamics. Oh, that's kind of stinky, but we do want all the dynamic marks gone. I will be doing it with the filter settings. Hey, this horn needs to also go quieter there. Something still has a fermata. This still has a fermata. Get rid of that. This still has fermatas. Need to get rid of that. These two still have fermatas. Get rid of that. Ah! No! There we go. I think that's it. I think that might be it. I'm kind of missing a harp. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like a harp would be good here as well. Especially in this part right here. It's something like this could probably work already, like. Maybe have it play the melody as well, actually, fuck it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just have it like this. Okay. Let's see. Are there any things that need specific edit? I think we're kind of done. I think that's it. Is Stelsek still here? Let's see. Like, 'cause he is Nordic, so he knows Nordic folk music. He actually used to be a fiddle player. Let me see if he's still alive. Let's get some live. I'm gonna mute the desktop audio for 1 second. I'm gonna ask them. Yeah, that's display capture desktop audio. Oh, you are here? Okay, wait. Is Neyu there as well? I want your review on my Nordic music. I'm gonna play it now fully. I think it's a very like romanticized version of a Nordic folk tune, right? I think we got stylistically, we got a few of the things in there that we want in there. Especially the da 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 like the you know those kind of lines. But I'm gonna play it one time, and I want your Nordic opinion on it. All right, let's take a listen to Nordic folk. My version of Nordic folk. You did check in at the right moment. So what do we think? What do we think? From the Nordic man himself. I guess Vanity, you're Nordic as well. I'm fucking Nordic as well. Do we count ourselves as Nordic? We are Northern men. We are allowed to talk about this. I like it. I think that works. Somehow I got a mental image of a village sending a trading mission out for some reason. That's quite specific. Well, I did, like, the more I started writing on this, I was like, oh, I'm just literally doing How to Train Your Dragon. So it's a very romantic, that's what I mean with it. Like, it's a very cinematic kind of thing, right? It was realistically a folk tune with, like this, actually. I like this theme actually quite a bit. With this theme, this would be a folk tune, right? It would be this. Like, it wouldn't have an A, B, C, D team, whatever, right? And then, of course, the sad thing is, because we're working with samples, you don't want these beautiful, lovely strings that we have here. You want to hear that, you know, you want that kind of harsh sound in there, which of course we're not getting at the minute. I like this. I thought this was actually kind of nice. Yeah, it definitely has a movie soundtrack feeling to it. Yeah, right. I think that's kind of the, I don't know. I wouldn't call it the problem. I think that's just how it ended up being. I really like the beginning though. I really like the beginning. If I had to be proud of something, it's this opening. It's really fucking good. I really like that. I really like that opening. I really like that opening. I think it's very, very scenic. But yeah, and then I think I'm a little bit scared we got a little Irish. Right? Because the Irish always have these kind of bass lines. And it's kind of the same kind of thing, right? It's bigger leaps, for sure. But if we listen to this, it still has that kind of attitude. I guess it stays more similar. I mean, let's be real. These kind of movements on, for example, a contrabass, you would only see in a movie soundtrack, right? You would realistically not find that in classical music. It does exist. Don't get me wrong. It very much does exist, but not where it's sustained like this on one chord for this long, right? That's a very modern thing. What else? I like this. I thought this was actually gonna be worse than it is, because it's 2/3, right, or 3/2, whatever you want to call it. But it's pretty nice. It's actually I don't mind it that much. I didn't mind it that much. There we go. That's me being back after a long time. Doing music. How fun. It turns out music is kind of fun, ain't it? I got a big band to play my Brinstar arrangement. I think I showed it. Like, I think this is something I already had 3 months ago in the pocket. Brinstar, if you guys remember the song from Metroid. But I got a band to play it, which is kind of sick. So if you wanna, I'll share it just real quick, just as that little finisher for the day. The wheel was so sad it missed this too, but the wheel was here. What do you mean the wheel? The wheel was here. Let's see. I'll just put it up here. Like, wait, does that work? Why is that not working? It scares me that that's not working, but that's fine. Ah, your first stop. I'm so confused right now. Oh! the one. Yes. Yeah, it was sad. Yeah, I felt like I couldn't. I felt like I would. I just didn't want to do it because I'm optimistic. It's like, it's what I told my partner when we first got together. Is fuck. Now I can't listen to the blues for a while because I'm so goddamn happy. Like, it's like if you're in a really good mood, the last thing, at least, I want to do is listen to sad music. To be fair, the worst thing I think you can do if you're sad is listen to sad music as well. I remember there was a period in my life where I was kind of sad, your average thing. I was around like 13, 14, 15. I think everybody has it at one stage in their life. And everybody around me was listening to sad music, and I was listening to Cap Calloway, like Minnie the Moocher, that kind of like that kind of music. I love that shit. So you have to imagine that there's this fucking depressed little kid with headphones in the corner, like an MP3 player, and he has, he's swinging, dude. He's like, oh my god, I was emo at the time. I had like a red streak in my hair as well. Yeah, edgy shit. Anyways, Brinstar. Let me just quickly show this. I'm very happy with this arrangement. It's such a dumb arrangement. Does everybody here know Brinstar? If people don't know Brinstar, I might need to put on Brinstar for a second. The original. This is the original, right? It's a really good theme though. It is a genuinely good theme. There we go. That's the original. That's the original Brinstar. And this is what I did to it. Yeah, and then some soloing happens. Someone solos a big fat fucking solo. Who did I give it to? I gave it to trumpet. There's a trumpet solo happening. What a nice, cozy, relaxing jazz tune. Oh, I remember. I was like, I don't know if I remember what's after this. Then another solo. Okay, I'm gonna skip the second solo. Okay, and then we're going back to this. Normally, those chords have to be changed at the end. But there you go. That was my little Brinster. I thought it was kind of fun. I thought it was kind of cute. All right. Well, in any case, Nordic. Nordic. Where is it? Oh my god. Where is it? Wait, why isn't it in my recent scores? Did I just immediately delete? Oh, because it isn't titled mod. It's titled fucking title because I'm a genius. I'm gonna play it one more time over the credits, guys. If you enjoyed the stream, I don't know how the stream has been doing because I haven't actually had it open. But if you did enjoy the stream and you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to follow on Twitch. In any case, I'll catch you guys later. Yo.